So I think we did like a decent job, and we're gonna try to see if we can keep it up.
All right. So how's your experience been in London so far? I know you've been here for a day.
Yeah.
Got some time to wander around. So how have things been?
I'm actually in shock. Like the traffic is so crazy, and I don't know, just the buses and everything. So yeah. But as you can see, the knife round is gonna be initiated, and that is gonna be interesting because that we're gonna find out who's gonna start as CT and who's gonna start as T.
And knife round always important. I mean, maybe Inferno you don't mind as much, but at least for me, it's always about the CT side. I mean, I want to start on the defensive side. It's more fun. Yeah. And I feel like it's more fun. I don't know what your thoughts are on the matter.
CT is for sure like the most fun, especially if you win the pistol round and you can just get the economy going, and you can just purchase the orbs all the time, and you can do like whatever you feel like. That's like very important if you decide to start on CT. And as you can see, it's going to be swapped. Dignitas winning the knife round and starting a CT. So as we can expect to see, we're going to see Fetish and Zephnix holding the B-bomb side together. And then you're going to see Nico holding the Arch, which leaves Device and Dupree to hold Apartments and Quad together. So that is going to be very interesting to see. And then sometimes a lot of teams like to do aggressive CT pistols. So let's see if that is going to be something. You can at least see that Wizards is buying a lot of grenades.
I would love to see some aggressive, just crazy mid-play coming out on the CT side here. Let's see how this goes. It seems to be just a rather slow setup, just defensive, standard. I mean, two of the Dignitas members are playing close to Car. They got Zephnix up there, and Car going to leave him there and play more of a floaty role. So looks like he's going to be slowly pushing there. This could be a really nice position if he's able to set up at the logs. And Wizards, they're not really making much moves right now.
They're playing very passive, but this is gaining Dignitas a lot of map control, because you can see that he's alone on Banana. They rotated another guy into Arch, but it seems that Wizards are actually slowly stacking up towards this Banana. So let's see if Zephnix is going to be catched off guard all by himself. He's still having a smoke, which is going to be very crucial, because he's going to prevent them from running through that. Or if they decide to go, it could be a slaughter, but let's see.
I like this slow round actually from Wizards, because they're kind of maybe looking for that push, that odd push from Dignitas, when they're like, what's actually happening? They want to know badly. But I like how Dignitas are adjusting very well to the pace. And as you said, Zephnix, he's playing perfectly there. Got the information, fell back slowly, keeping the nades in hand just in case. So this is a really interesting pistol round.
Yeah, it is. And time is slowly running out. But here comes all the grenades from Wizards, and it seems like it's going to be a split B. Two guys pushing towards this Arch area, going to go towards CT spawn. Three guys pushing Banana. Let's see this. Nico is going to connect. He has a nice shot by him. Is he going to get the second? Nice backup by Dupree, and it seems like it's going to be a slaughter for Dignitas in this first round.
And there's still two men standing, Curry and Musam. They are charging on into the side, but they're against four players. Now just three. Curry might just get the bomb down, but no. 8 seconds left. He's got to go for the plant, but of course there comes Nico in from the side, in from construction to just finish matters. And what are your thoughts on that? I mean, it's very slow play. Do you think it was good play from both teams, or do you feel like Wizards maybe got put into a bad position?
The thing is, when you play so slow, you make sure that you're not going to get grenaded down early in the round, and you're not going to be surprised by a push. And that I actually liked from Wizards, but what they actually decided to do was a bit too slow and too obvious. You could see fast rotation coming in from Dupree, helping out Nico, and aggressive push here from the CT towards Banana while we're talking about this last round. And you can see it's just pure slaughter right now. People are hunting the frags. They need these. And Nico in the pistol round getting 3 amazing kills, which is going to stack him some money for the AWP. So
yeah, that is the guy you want to get those Nico kills. That is a really good point. So Dignitas, they are going into this map with a really nice start. And Wizards, what do you want to see from Wizards? What are you wanting to see from their first buy round?
The thing is, like, when they play with the Sukit drawn instead of flipping, they played very passive for the first 45 seconds in the round, and then they nearly just flipped a coin and decided to go for a bomb site where they were executing with a lot of grenades. And you see Device with another headshot onto Lowy, but this time I think that they're playing a bit more on peaks. So it's going to be interesting to see which kind of playstyle they have, because I've not been watching too many of the games with the flipping. And a flawless round coming in here from Dignitas, which is actually more important than a lot of people might think, because they are stacking up these monies, which means that you can see that Wizards need to do another eco. That means that if they're not going to lose any members again, they're going to sit at around 6k everyone, and by that money, they're not going to eco if they lose one. So
definitely. And one thing to note for a lot of newer players is that we noticed, Wizards, they didn't get the bomb down on the first round, so they bought P250 armor. So that's because they're going to have to do 2 ecos anyway.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's a really important distinction, and something that everyone can can pick up as well. And so here we go, just another anti-eco coming in from Dignitas. They're playing it just slow and just very reactively, and here we have Wizards making their way up banana. Zephnix is there, but he's going to get taken down. Fetish is the man standing at sandbags, and he's doing incredibly well. All players dropping in front of him, and Dignitas, they are going to get that 3-0 scoreline, only losing 2 players, but that's pretty good considering the previous round too.
It is. And the first thing that we talked about when we saw the addition to this lineup was Nico, and he picked up the AWP. So let's see how he's gonna do work with that. He's not like the most aggressive AWP, but he's like very secure. Like he's not missing a lot of shots. He's always rotating to the correct positions, and I think that he could have a huge impact in this game. And we talked about what are they gonna do in the first round. You can see Dignitas already pushing down banana, getting this map control as they did in the pistol round, which is gonna force Wizards to be very slow because they cannot do anything before the smokes is gone. So by that you can just see that that Wizards are slowly gonna try to take control over apartments. And this boost by Zephnix, I've never seen this before.
I've never seen this either. Will it work? I guess they can just feel comfortable, just leave Zephnix there now and just go to a position where he can rotate more easily towards A. But Wizards, they might just hit that side hard, and Zephnix, he's going to be under a lot of pressure to perform. He's got to get at least a couple of frags in with this position. He's going to get 2. Is he going to get the 3rd as well? Will Zephnix with a triple, and through the smoke the 4th kill comes, and there's 1 man left standing. They have no idea what happened to their entire team, and Musam is just going to go down. There's the ace. Zephnix coming out huge. Oh my god, that boost, man.
That was crazy. Like, it totally took Wizards by surprise. They were running past him. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3, and he bangs the 4th with the smoke. And we're watching like, what is going on? And he's going for the ace, and he's gonna get it. Amazing play by Zephnix here. What a first weapon round to get in here. Whoa.
How many people are going to be copying that boost? Like in every opponent game, people are going to be there. You better watch out, because people will be stalking you from that position. Dignitas now 4-0. Another eco coming in, of course, from Wizards, and it's a very poor start, and they're not going to get much. 2 players already getting dropped as they work second mid. Dupree going to come in for more cleanup, and look, he's still got his FAMAS. He's just happy to just keep the FAMAS, just keep racking up that money, and you know, you can't blame him for that. It's a great move to make.
Exactly, and we talked about it before. We're going to shortly mention it again. Dignitas not dropping any players again in this round. Like, it's just the economy is stacking up, and I think that, yeah, Dignitas are just proving themselves to be very strong right now. And when they get this like flow going, they're just so determined because they have the aim, and when they're not getting afraid or anything, they're just gonna crush. So whoa, you can see all being picked up on Musambani. He's trying to see for Nico to go aggressive, but as mentioned earlier, he's not really the guy looking down there. So it's gonna be up to the AWP battle if he's gonna sneak up in middle and see if he can take out Nico. But so far, it's just Dignitas player on fire in every position. Actually, Dupree taking some damage through the wall here. Nice wall bang. Something that people also can copy. Like,
oh yeah,
the way to take control over apartments these days, as you can see again, is like wall banging pretty much the whole bedroom here to make sure that no one is in there. So let's see if they're gonna be surprised by Dupree, because they bang pretty much everything and he's still in there. So
definitely, yeah, exactly. They don't know he's there, but he's softened up some, so he's actually going to back away, using the smoke to get out of that position, which is pretty smart, as he felt a bit compromised, and that's pretty good. I mean, he got some information there, and they must be aware there's quite a few players over on the second mid side, and Dignitas might even start thinking about leaving Zephnix alone in B, so they can have 4 players on A side, because these are the classic grenades to take A through quad, through apartments. Let's see how this goes. Nico there, he's going to get completely smoked off. It's up to his teammates over on quad side, over on apartments to make it happen. But actually, they're going towards Arch, and Nico will defend. They are running through the smoke, and they are just getting demolished. Absolutely annihilated here, and there's only 2 players left. They are finally, Musam gets a response, but there's still so much work to do.
And Lowy with another one, but it seems that Zephnix is going to get at least one now. Yeah, he is, and now it's Lowy with low HP. And he's just waiting here, and he doesn't even have the bomb, and time is running out, and this is going to be another Dignitas round. He's taking down Zephnix, but they're going for him. They don't want him to survive. They want him to lose his AK, and you can see Dupree and his friends running for him, trying for some wall bang, not going to connect. But again, just Dignitas getting the, like, they're just crushing when they try to enter the bomb site. Like, such nice positioning. Again, we talked about the rotation from Nico. Like, he's a clever player. The smokes are going to be employed around the arch area, and he's just slowly falling back, and he's getting the first, and then he's just waiting a bit. Like,
I can't believe that they went through the smoke, because they put the smokes on pit, they put the smokes on arch, but then they ran through the smokes. It's like, it's really strange moves from Wizards, and they're suffering. They're really suffering 6-0 already. They can't seem to get a single break, and losing that gun round to that one man as well, that was painful. And here they go though, through quad this time. The Molotov is just eating away at Kyrie, and he might just get burned down, but no, it's going to be instead just some bullets to take him down. But still, they've gained a little bit of ground, but still, you know, Dignitas are holding strong on the site, and here they come on to the position, and Nico going to get dropped by Mason. And Mason has the site, but he's got enemies surrounding him at the moment. Great pick there onto the player at pit.
Ooh, and they're actually doing great work now. Like, they changed up the playstyle. They were playing a lot faster in this round, taking fast control of the middle, slightly surprising Dupree, and now it's Fetish left in a 1-on-3. Can he do this? He have a Molotov, so maybe he's going to take down Flippin in the pit area. It's a pretty common position to be in. Let me see. He still has the Molotov. So far, not risky. He's gonna get the first, and Flipping with actually very nice team play. That's like something you always set up, these crossfires. When he loses one angle and he's gonna be unable to hold the other, you go out and peek. Clever play by Wizards.
That was really nice. That time we saw a much better A push. Instead of that, you know, running through the smoke on Arch into Nico as well, and we saw them putting Nico in a bad position. He felt forced to go close on the site, and they managed to capitalize. 6-1 now the score. Wizards, looks like they're going to go for some aggression on the banana, maybe to get some map control here. Just push Dignitas away, and Loey's going to get the frag there, and there's one more player on car. Fetish there gets a double, and that's going to completely stop the progress of Wizards. They do make the trade eventually, but that was a lot of damage, and let's think about the information they got from that too.
Yeah. You would say that 2-for-2 is very good at Sarius, but then you look at the HP on Musambani, and he's like nearly already dead. So, and Dupree is in a pretty decent position to hold this banana, and he's kind of aggressive. Though this means that they have a lot of information, and they can stick to be two guys towards A. And it seems that the way that they're going right now is going to be A, and you can see Device in this kind of tricky position. Like he can fire 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 bullets, and then he's going to drop down into pit and going to be unable to get catched. So that is a very nice position, and they're just slowly waking up with some grenades here, and Nico is still holding this middle. Actually, a not so good smoke unless they're going to go out from boiler.
Definitely, and it does seem like they have two players in the apartment, so it may have been the plan, perhaps.
Maybe.
We shall see. But Dupree, you know, still just ever watchful over at Banana, but they're all over at A side, so they must come in soon. There's only 40 seconds left, and here they go. Grenades coming in. Flippin' going to dive into the pit there. Can he get the frag on Device, who's sitting there, but they don't know he's there just yet, and he's got the silence M4, so he might be able to get a few licks of the M4 onto the planting player. There he is. Does get the bomb down before getting his head popped off by Device, and that's a small victory, I suppose.
Yeah, it was a small victory, and if you take a look at the scoreboard, actually pretty equal from Dignitas' side, and also kind of equal from Wizards, but you just see that right now Dignitas is quite heavily favored in the amount of frags, and that's also pretty stereotypically when you're leading 7-1.
Definitely 7-1.
Yeah.
That is a very strong start to the CT side here. Dignitas are absolutely crushing Wizards right now. They can't have a repeat of last week's performance. They need to start making their presence respected and known in this league. And here we go, Nico. Oh, just missing shot. I think he got a bit like a shot through the wood there. So. But not getting the kill, and that's unfortunate. But I love that play. It's very Kenny-esque, very JW-like, exactly. And I love to see those aggressive AWP moves. But Wizards, they're not deterred. They're going straight in. Grenades are flying in onto the A site. They won that one round with the A push. They're going for it again. Dupree, though, able to lock down Arch, and they just can't make their way in. It's like they're moving through quicksand.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and as you can see again in this round, you see that 4 guys is on A from Dignitas, and there's 4 guys on A because they have the map control. They have pushed down Banana once again, and this just gives them so many opportunities. And you see a eco coming in from Wizards, which means that this is most likely going to be 9-1, and it seems that this could be a show like last week where Titans just totally crushed the Wizards.
Yeah,
this map.
I mean, we saw it in the highlight clip. MBK just running around going ha 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 with the P90, just spraying them all down till the end of the game. But Device, and he just moves into balcony, just taking some free frags here. There's even one more maybe picked off with the HE, but great work from Device there to pick away at the health. But I mean, you wouldn't even expect necessarily for him to lose a single man here. They're facing up against Glocks, and so what are you seeing from Dignitas? Is there something that is maybe exploitable? Is there something that you think worked for Wizards and that they should try again?
I think right now what Wizards need to do is they need to be a bit more organized, take control over the map. Like, the thing is right now when they're taking control over middle, they are instantly trying to connect to the bomb site. I think they should take control over the middle, and then they should wait and do some decision. Like, they need to at least force Dignitas to be 2 guys on banana, because if they're not 2 guys on banana, it means that they're gonna be 4 on A, which means that if they go into A, they're just gonna get caught from a lot of angles. So make sure that Dignitas doesn't have the map control. That is the most important thing right now.
Right. And we haven't seen a lot of that, have we? We've seen a lot of banana for free, and Dignitas, as you said, they are actually abusing that. They're like, well, if you're gonna give it to us, then we're gonna take it.
Yeah, exactly.
And 9-1. That is the score. That is the fruit of their labor. And Nico with a great opening. They just can't challenge him here. He's just crushing them again. And the smoke, perhaps not quite perfect, which really allowed for that first kill. But again, they just keep trying this A thing, but it just isn't working. Like you said, they're getting the players on the A side, and that's all they need.
And Device with a quadro kill. He's killing 4 people in this round. Yeah, we talked about it, and we can just shortly mention it again. It's the map control right now which is winning for Dignitas. Like, Wizards, they need to go back to the basics of the game. Like, you need to make sure that they do not push this banana, or if they do push this banana, give them the banana, but take the control over it later in the round. Like, you can just force directly into the A bomb side because they got banana. Then you at least need a plane where the smokes is totally fitting. And as you can see right now, they're not fitting because Nico is getting the free frags in Arch.
Right.
But let's see if Kairi is going to surprise you. He's very close, and he's actually going to connect with the first. So Zephnix taken down onto the B bomb side, and even if they're on an eco, this is a good beginning for Wizards.
Let's see if they got any more to show. Moving in through apartments. Again, only 1 guy on B, and they actually have, I think they'll have 2 men over on B actually, so this could work well, but what just happened? 3 players getting dropped like dominoes, and Dignitas are now at a 4-2 advantage on the players, and Lowe's going to grab a quick kill there. PD50 action coming in handy, but still, this is going to be really hard work. They're low health, no armor to speak of, and Dignitas are hot on their heels.
You're right, and I don't know what happened with Device there, but we swapped onto Device. He sprayed like 5 bullets and he got 2. I think he got someone through the wall also. It was pretty stunning shot by Device, but yeah, nonetheless 11-1. And Wizards, you need to get at least 3 rounds to make this half just decent.
At least something.
Yeah.
To have something. To not just feel like if they lose the pistol round, it's over straight away.
And worth mentioning is they have 4 Molotovs in this round, so let's see if they're going to do any work of that. Like, that could be used when they want to enter this A bomb side. Like, try to use the Molotov to lock some positions in the CT, and Device is very aggressive in A with the Orbi, and he's going to be taken a bit down by the heat grenade. And so far, oh, he's actually going to be shot through the window to 19 HP, but he's now going to fall back into a passive position. So again, Wizards not gaining anything. And as you can see, the deep smoke again.
Yeah.
And you can see Zephnix is still having his own smoke. So this means that a lot of this round is again going to be controlled by Dignitas.
This is such a key lesson for so many people watching.
Are they boosting again?
Oh, they're going to do it on the tree this time. The opposite location doesn't even matter. Zephnix going to go just running and gunning straight through that smoke. Lowy comes in with a vengeance. Going to take down 2 there. And the B bomb site is way open for Wizards as they charge in with the bomb. The smoke is down to block CT spawn. They should get this plant. They have a decent amount of players to spread between the different positions here to have a good post-plant situation. But can Musan hold on to Banana?
His kill is very important, and he's gonna get it. So this must be a round for Wizards if they want anything in this game. Device is also low on HP. They got 2 orbs in an after-plant position. Not the ideal situation for Dignitas here. And it seems that Wizards are right now just playing the bump time, and that is also the most clever thing to do.
They might just get the 3 rounds that you asked them to, and Wizards, it's looking good.
But Wizards are gonna be taken down now because Dignitas has so many money that they can just kill the Wizards player and make them not have any money next round because they need to rebuy all these AKs.
Oh,
2 guys dying. That is, I need to compliment Dignitas because that is very important. Like, that's something that people don't think about. But if you look on the money on Dignitas, you can see that they have money for the rest of the half. But looking into like Wizards, you can see that some of them are even on 0 cash, 350. And this means that if they lose this, they're going to be very, very scratchy on the last round.
Definitely going to be tough times. Wizards having a horrendous first map today. I think just the way that this game started, really, like the first 6 rounds, that really just said a lot, and I could feel their pain.
Yeah, like Wizards, not Wizards. Dignitas just set the pace of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And they just said, it's not going to happen for you guys today. I know that you put up good results before, but not against us.
And just the fact that they were just, as you're saying, like going so deep with the smokes and the positioning on Banana, that was just like, that just tells you is how confident they, not only how confident they feel, but what they feel they can get away with against Wizards. That's almost like a statement to say that we don't respect you, like you're not on our level.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you could see that Wizards were like, yeah, okay, we're not. They're not even gonna try to contest it. They tried it 2 times, succeeded the last round. So let's see. This round, it seems like they're going back to the A play, and is it gonna work for the first time? That is the question. Nico is aggressive and whoa! What a nice shot by Nico. He's gonna go for the repeat, but so far they're not really contesting him. They're scared of Nico, and Nico is clearly gonna get the second, and now he's gonna fall back to a defensive position, which now is gonna give them a 5-4 man lead.
And I love that as well. He's got help there. He's actually got, there's 2 men on our side actually watching. So if they try to go for the weak Nico, he's got help. And there it is in Fetish, who will take down Mason. And I love how they're just controlling the area so well. They're slowing it down. Molotovs, smokes, flashes, just on those corners. And it's so strong. And look at this device again, locking down the situation from Pit over here. And Dupree, he's going to give a hand as well. And that's going to be the round 12-2. Dignitas, too strong.
Yeah. And like, a lot of people were going into this game saying, is Dignitas gonna have good team play? And
yeah, man.
And oh, that's what
Nice.
My fault, man. Yeah, no problem. Dignitas just trolling a bit, leading 12-2 in this half. And one of the questions was, are they gonna have good team play now with Nico? And so far, the rotation have been excellent. And again, you see the double nade being very aggressive here, and you can see that Wizards are low on money. They got 2 galletas and 2 pistols, so this is what we talked about. They lost those weapons, which were very important, and Device is alone up here, but he's seen first. And he's gonna get away, like, they're not gonna do any refragging, so again, they're just giving Dignitas every single opportunity to win this half. Device gonna go for the second, and again, they're alone in apps. Dignitas, no fear, we are here, they're showing that they want to win this game, and so far, it seems like that is gonna happen. Musambani working up here, but Dupree is in a joker position because Device is rotated back.
Dignitas are just so impressive. I mean, they're just showing a lot of control in their game. That they really know how to spot an advantage, how to take the advantage, how to play safely once they've gotten that advantage, and how to read their opponents so that they can keep finding more spots to take advantage of. They are a very, very top level team. They're really showing us exactly why they are on the level of a team like Virtus.pro. They can, win any maps against Virtus.pro. They can play at that level. And this is a team to really watch out for at any next major LAN, because that's all they need is that top 2 performers at a major LAN. They are certainly really capable as becoming maybe a household name, maybe NIP and Virtus are at the moment.
Yeah, and as you can see on the scoreboard, it's just Flippin and Mason with 2 frags each. They need to step up the game on the CT half, because when Dignitas is having a guy like Device having a 23 kills and 4 deaths, that is totally amazing. That's a totally amazing performance by him. And yeah, if they don't step it up in the game now, then they're gonna lose pretty fast. And just imagine to be in this situation. You know that everything is going to be upon this pistol round for Wizards. Definitely.
I feel like Wizards maybe didn't have as many well-rehearsed strategies on Inferno, because we saw a lot of... well, firstly, there's a really huge issue you're talking about, and this is a big thing on Inferno. That, like you're saying, map control, and they won with map control. That is completely true.
Yeah.
You just cannot give up banana like that. You just can't.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if you have no intention to do anything on banana or ever push B, you still need to take control of banana.
For
You just have to. And that was the first thing that I was kind of curious about. And then secondly, some of their pushes with the grenades and everything. The grenades were a little bit off. Maybe the angle's a little bit rushed, perhaps, or
the wind.
Yeah, the wind.
The wind was just destroying the strategies. I don't know. I think that playstyle would work very well against a team who was very passive and not really playing for the map control. But Dignitas pushing apartments, pushing banana. They just did everything correct to try and demolish this Wizards team.
Taking liberties.
Yeah,
Dignitas. For sure. So it's really strong from them. I want to see Wizards coming back on the CT half. I feel like they will have an easier time on the CT half, but this is the thing, when you get so many rounds ahead, this is like a buffer that you can say, all right, well, we can use this to take crazy risks, and that can high reward risks that we don't care if we lose 3 or 4 or 5 rounds, because we will just win that 1 or 2 and then boom, the game is over. So we can be unpredictable.
For sure.
So it looks like the server did crash, so the game is getting restarted, so they'll be on shortly. Luckily, of course, that happened as a half ended, so we won't have any issues or anything with money or anything like that. So it works out pretty well. So
yes, for sure. What do you expect? Do you expect Wizards to do a comeback, or do you just expect them to take some rounds and show that we're not a bad team?
I personally feel like Wizards are going to they're going to be in that situation where it's like, God, we can't lose a single round. Oh my God!
Yeah.
And Dignitas is just going to just keep pushing like massive pressure on them, and they're just going to break really quickly. I feel like there's going to be too much pressure on them. What are your thoughts?
The thing is, when you play against a team which is having such good talents like Dignitas, you just know that it's one round where one of them steps up and is doing a hat trick or something, you know, and then the game is already done. Like it's gonna be up for Wizards to do 0 mistakes and win every single round and do it with like fashion. Like, you know, they cannot even try to get the Dignitas into the game. And for me, it doesn't look like that is gonna happen so far. I hope that Wizards at least will like win the pistol round, gain some momentum, show that they're a team, and they're gonna try to rip just a little of Dignitas off, like just showing Dignitas we're also in the server.
Right, of course. Like we're here to play.
Yeah, exactly. Like no matter what, you don't want to lose like very big. Like some say that you don't want to lose tight games because then it's like, oh, if we just had done that or something, then the game would have been different. But you don't want to lose big either. And the pistol round is coming in its way here. Zephnix smoking off the middle area, which is going to deny any pushes from the CTs if they were considering to do that. And it seems like we have a lot of guys who are second mid here from Dignitas, and it's just going to be some kind of simple strategy. Like, they're not going to show their best strategy at this very moment. Like, leading 13-2, you're just going to do something simple, which could potentially catch the opponent off guard, and they're pushing straight for the apartments.
Oh, God, and this is the worst case. Wizards put 3 men on Banana, and it's just a free A-take here for Dignitas. The bomb is going to go straight down. There's nothing Wizards can do about it. They have to play for the retake. Can they pull it off? It's all going to be about that individual talent, that execution. Lowy opening up the round with that kill onto Fetish, and Kari coming in onto Device as well. But they still have a lot of work to do. In a 3-on-3, the bomb is ticking away. Dupree discards Lowy. Now turning his attention to Quad. It's too easy for Dignitas. They're just going to take it. And that was just unlucky. Like, they made that was the gamble.
Yeah, it was the gamble, and it paid off for Dignitas. Like,
exactly.
That's the thing when you're like leading so much. Like, you can just take these gambles and sometimes they're gonna pay off and sometimes they're not, but they have the rounds to do that. So it did pay off, and you can see that Wizards are now going all in this round, buying the C sets and the P250s, 5.7s, and everything they possibly can to try and turn this game. And it's gonna be difficult because we have AKs on the board for Ubergeeks. I'm nearly calling them, because both Nico and Device is called Ubergeeks in game right now.
Yeah, they confused me for a moment. I was like, the player over there. I was like, whilst I need time to work it out. But yeah, definitely Wizards. They're going for this pistol armor strat, and this has to pay off. It has to.
Else it's gonna be game over for Wizards, and you can see that Dignitas slowly entering the middle. The thing they did in the beginning was they took control over the banana. The opposite thing of what Wizards were doing. Like, they deny the map control, and now they go up and take the middle. They have every possible position to play with. And this means that since they have the map control, Wizards cannot just stack on one map, one side of the map.
Right.
Like, they need to stick some guys on one of the bomb sides and some guys on the other. And that means that now Dignitas is going to stack up towards this B bomb side, and they are going to be quite heavily favored because they have weapons and Wizards don't. And even a fake coming in here, and this is going to force any rotation for Banana. So far not, so they're sticking here, which is a clever position by Wizards. And they actually got that hat-trick just instantly coming in from Kairi and Flippin here. So this round is actually most likely going to pay off.
And Fetish and Nico coming in, they're like, guys, what are you doing over at Banana? What's happening? And Fetish going to gun down Flippin and Nico to Kari, but the problem is that they're still there, just hammering away with those pistols. Wizards going to take the round. It was a must-win, of course, with that P250, the CZ75 buy, but they're going to make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what you could see there was a very nice crossfire from Wizards. And what Dignitas maybe should have done was they should try to smoke off one of the positions. Like, either try to smoke off coils or spawn or anything. But they didn't.
And I love the in-game voice there. We'll have to adjust that for the future matches. The Wizards, 1-1 on the second half here. That's very far away from where they want to be.
Yeah,
it's a long road, a very long road to success. And let's see what Dignitas are able to do now, because they can start getting creative. And of course, they are just spreading along the width of the map here, slowly trying to push in onto middle, just trying to get lucky with those deals. And there's one.
Works.
And there is one, removing Mason there. That is putting a lot of pressure over at A, so they're going to have to reposition, and Wizards are feeling a bit worried here, as now Dignitas come in, but they're not able to do much just yet.
And the thing is that Flippin is going to get this kill, and most likely also the second, because he's having this weapon. He's even going to auto-direct, is just going to swap away like YOLO, and nothing is happening over on the other bomb side, but Yeah, you can see Musambani getting one. But what I want to point out, because this round is over, so let's just talk about the whole game now and what things are going to be important. The important thing is now that Dignitas, even if they're having this lead, they cannot get too ballsy. Because suddenly, they lose 1 round, 2, 3, 5, and suddenly, Wizards are going to gain this momentum. I'm not calling that Wizards are going to do a comeback.
No, of course.
I'm just saying that Dignitas should never get too ballsy, and I don't think they will. They'll probably lose 3, 4, 5 rounds, and then Fetish will say, guys, it's time to step up our game, time to focus again, and then they're going to do something good. But as you can see, it's like half Deagle buys, half P250, so they're like not totally ecoing and not totally buying, and that's kind of ballsy play, because you should just try to work up this economy at this point. But again, they have the round to try and play with, and maybe they want to try some Deagles.
It's a really good point, actually. Like, not only keeping your men in line, but it's that professionalism that does make the top teams. When you got that experience, where you're like, we feel that we're so good, we're not going to give you anything. You're getting nothing. That's how good our focus is. That's how good our discipline is. And let's see what they can do with this. I'm looking forward to seeing some crazy 1-digs coming in from Dupree here, and maybe something interesting from the rest of the team as well, as they are working Banana. And here go over the smokes. This looks pretty committed to me. So let's see if Wizards are able to put on the defense now, as surely the rush is coming in any second right now.
And no smoke for CT spawn so far though. So they're going to be crushed by Flippin, but there comes the smoke. But he's going to get 2 Kais before that smoke is even going to be popped. So that is not a good plan from Dignitas, and they're going to get crushed. Like, I don't know what their game plan was about that round. Like, not smoking spawn and going in. I think it was kind of miscommunication, because why would you go in before the smoke pops?
Yeah, that's true.
Flippin got 2 free frags out of that, and now we though see a fully equipped Dignitas. And the question is Wizards going to be able to hold them back now with the AKs, with the grenades, with everything? Ooh.
It's going to be really interesting to see what Dignitas even decides to do. I mean, this is one of those rounds where they can do like a 3-man push on mid with the rifles, you know, something quite cool and interesting to take over mid. But they are going to play it standard right now. They have a relatively defensive setup over on B, and they have a pretty defensive setup on A as well. They're not really peeking into apartments too much, and actually looks like Dignitas, you know, they are actually managing to take a fair amount of map control, as they have been in every round that they're able to with the weapon situation. And it is definitely unclear what they're going to go for. Let's see.
Yeah, and you just said it, like, they have the map control. It's like the opposite kind of playstyle as Wizard so far, and we pretty much so far see what works the most. That is controlling the map, and Fetish is known for saying that. I know that NBK has done some tweets and some Facebook posts like, Fetish, control the map. So that's like pretty common for Fetish to do, and it works. Like, it's just very clever. Like, you're gonna outsmart your opponent, and when you outsmart your opponent and you have players like Dupree, like Zephnix, Device, so on, then it's gonna work 9 out of 10 times. And it seems like it's gonna be the A push this time. And Wizards, as I said, are not going to be 4 guys in this bomb set, because they do not have the map control. And Flash is coming in on Mason here. He's sitting in this corner just waiting for action. But Dupree is going to get the entry because he pushed the spawn. And he's going to get the second. And this bomb set is going to be open any second here, because Device is going to get another one. Mason entering back, but Device with the second. And this is the individual plays we talked about. They have Device, Dupree, both getting a double this round. And it's just amazing by Dignitas.
That wraparound was very impressive there from Dignitas. And Wizards, they kind of got into kind of awkward positions on site, so they can't really go anywhere or do anything. And like those positions on site, those are incredibly difficult. If you don't have support from pit, if you don't have support from like the small pit as well, or library areas, you need support in that position. So it really felt like they got kind of surprised, and they're like, oh god, where do I go? And Dignitas, boom, they're going to take this round. And Kyrie's there with his M4, a bit like,
yeah guys, what just happened? Like, they were just getting caught, and as you said, they were like hiding behind these boxes inside because Arch was open in this situation, and what can you do there? Coming out from Abs, Arch, Quad, it was like very coordinated by Dignitas, and like a nice strategy. I think it's not even like the difference between them and Wizards in a situation like that is that, as you can see, it seemed that the way that Dignitas did it was like more on the flow, you know, like, yeah guys, we have middle, let's try and do this, I'm gonna smoke off there, and like, it's not so strict, you know, and that is often gonna pay off because it's more comprehensive for the situation.
Oh, beautiful shot there from Musam through the flash. Gonna take down Device. Really good step into maintaining some level of control and information denial on Banana. But Fetish might fancy his chances. He's gonna toss in the smoke to really just smoke out the AWPer there and just keep them in the dark on B, which is incredibly important. Again, map control is information. Information is better decision making, and that is Counter-Strike. So,
like, Fetish was a win-win situation there. There was a smoke on the ground. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna throw this passive smoke, which in some way is gonna favor the CTs, and in some way not, because they're gonna stick there. They're gonna hold the Dignitas, not pushing, and then he's just gonna pick up the smoke that Device had. So like, not a smoke loss, but a smoke gained for Dignitas in this situation. And oh, another kill by Musambani. He's rotating all the way to A, but he's gonna be flashing, gonna get taken down through the wall by Zephnix. And Lowy now spraying his M4A1 here, and it's just gonna be a slaughter. Nice setup by Wizards here, and they're actually rotating the orb.
He's all over the map, man. He's everywhere. It's that P's over at A. I mean, he must have just run straight across.
Yeah.
I love it. Wizards going 4-2, of course. Still, we can't underestimate quite the mountain that they have to climb.
One round from Dignitas, which is going to be successful, and it's GG.
Exactly.
Ooh, yeah, we need to see some Musambani action with the orb again. Like, that was very nice getting the entry on the B bomb side, rotating directly over to the A bomb side and getting the first kill on the guy who's trying to enter the bomb side. So like, very clever play, and so far you can see that they're just falling back. And the thing is, I don't think they're going to be able to hold down Dignitas with no map control for so many rounds.
I'm a little bit confused as well by Wizards tossed the smoke pretty deep on Banana, but then they kind of stayed in the site. That's like the smoke so that you can take Banana. Yeah. So that's a bit of a weird one. Kind of mixed signals going on over there on Banana's side of things. But right now, Dupree does get dropped. So Wizards, they are maintaining control around. And Dignitas, they're searching for options right now. Again, they've got the map control, but they are just trying to figure things out here.
Yeah, they are. And you can see Nico entering back here. And Musambani is going to be taken down. And now Mason is very aggressive in this arch area. So, as you can see on the map here, you have two guys towards B, and one guy is slowly waiting on the A, and he's gonna rotate now. They're gonna gather up. What is the decision making right now? You see, they're falling back to the A bomb site now, and one guy is rotating towards the apartments. So, Fetish dropping the bomb for Device here. He's gonna try to open up on Mason here, but Flippin is also coming in. Smoking Flippin off now and pushing alone here. This is gonna be good. 3 against 2 on the A bomb side, and Fetish is gonna answer back. And that means that they're not gonna have a lot of back until he turns around, but he's not gonna connect so far. It's going to be very difficult from Dignitas, but Fetish with another one. And he's now just looking for the hat trick. As you can see, Nico with the orb and the bump on the bump side. Trying to get down the bump here, and time is running out, but it's a 2-on-2. Fetish needs to step up, but Nico with another one. And now it's all up to Nico's orb against Kairi here.
And Kairi's going to go in for this. Oh, this is such a hard spot. How many tournaments have been lost and won in this exact situation through every iteration of Counter-Strike? He's going to hold it. He's going for the hold, and no, Nico coming in the last possible moment to take him out. Well played to Nico, and Dignitas are going to win against Wizards. Wow, Dignitas, strong statement, and Wizards just couldn't. It's like a slippery slope. They couldn't quite get there.
You're right, and it was like kind of ballsy plays to stick on the bump there, but I actually like the fact because, yeah, I don't know, sometimes you need to take a risk, and they were a lot behind, and you cannot win every situation like that. But sticking on the bump was kind of interesting, but unfortunately it didn't work out this time, but I liked it still. So
definitely. So guys, that was the first match of today. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was kind of like, I mean, a bit of a one-sided game. Okay, it was a very one-sided game.
Let's not lie about
that. Let's not lie to all the viewers here. It was really fun, and it was a great first cast with you. But you're going to be casting with TopSpot next for the next match, which will be FNATIC versus LDLC. So stay tuned for that. If you are a fan of TopSpot, and I'm sure many are there in the audience, then stay tuned because we have him coming up after the break. But before we hit up the break, of course, I want to show some love again to the Weapons Project, because that is what's funding today's prize pool, or rather this league's prize pool. And these kinds of projects, it's pretty much like crowdfunding from the community itself. You guys are having input. You get to say what skin goes into the cases, going over to the workshop and voting for those skins. And then it just goes all the way back to the prize pool. And we get to see awesome Counter-Strike. So thanks.
And you see the USB, and the first thing coming up to the mind is like sexy. And we're going to also see a vote, because if we talk about the previous road, Wizards were like quite heavily favored in some way. Like nearly 70% was voting for Wizards against Dignitas, and still Dignitas showed that they are a top team. Even if they just swapped the player, they're still very strong. So like, great play by Dignitas, and viewers not being right this time. Hopefully you're going to be right in the next vote. And so far it seems that FNATIC is favored by 55-45. And what's your thoughts about that?
I don't know. Okay, well, as I won't get to cast this game, I'm actually going to call for LDLC to win this, not just because of their performance against NIP, but because I just feel like LDLC are just really sick, and I really enjoy watching them from a strategical perspective as well. They put in so much time into their strategies. They've got a lot of work ethic, so I'm kind of not so impartial on this one. But guys, Hashtag FACEITCS to vote LDLC or FNATIC. Make sure you are voting, as you can see the results there on the screen. But we're going to hit up a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the second match of week 2 here with Kaden and Tosspot.